Hello, everyone. Welcome to ADIT Insights and Transfer Pricing. This is Samarth Sharma. I'm a chartered accountant and ADIT holder. I have over 19 years of experience into transfer pricing, some of which definitely comes from consulting and then being the other side of the table, working in the in-house transfer pricing department of multinationals. So let's start the session. Let's look at the agenda today. What we would be covering. So we would cover about international taxation, career in international taxation, and then moving on to our main subject, which is ADIT, the what and the why part, the qualification structure, certificates, and then coming on to a specific paper on transfer pricing module. And we at the end we would also cover about that how neo innovation and skills can support and guide you in achieving success in ADIT exams. Moving on to about international taxation, it's a vast subject, uh, pretty much hot potato, over last so many number of years. So what is international taxation? International taxation not only covers just transfer pricing, but also covers wide gamut of transactions, which basically also occur without related parties being also involved. Uh, how does it impact and why it is important, especially for the tax authorities? It's basically because if the taxation has to be paid in different jurisdictions, definitely the tax department or the tax authorities would like to have the bigger pie of the uh, tax. Impact of globalization. Uh, I mean, as you see, like over last 15, 20 years, there have been lots of changes. The world is pretty much dynamic. And because of, the increasing commerce and trade, the international taxation has become very important, especially, to understand the impact of the globalization into our trade. Uh, what are the potential challenges from globalization? Of course, so if there is an opportunity, understandably, there are challenges also because the transactions have become so complex. It becomes practically very challenging for the tax authorities and the taxpayers, to have the tax calculations or understand how the taxation works on these transactions. So it has become pretty challenging, especially from both sides, from the taxpayer side, because of course at the end of the day the objective of the taxpayer is to optimize the tax payments into particular jurisdictions, as well as from the tax authority perspectives it is very important that how they can maximize the taxes in their jurisdiction. Moving on to the next slide, what are the career opportunities in international taxation? As I mentioned previously, globalization is one of the key factors where you see lots of jobs being created into international taxation. The law is continuously evolving uh, because of the tax practices and the complexity of the trade. There have been, evolution into the trades as well as the laws which basically tax those transactions as well. There is always a high demand of experts, uh, and for that, definitely, a global or an international degree, supports if you want to pursue a career into international taxations. There are immense amount of opportunities into international taxation. If you look at basically some of the job portals or LinkedIn, if you scroll through and then if you use the keywords jobs in international taxation, you'll see like lots of opportunities being created into international taxation and transfer pricing areas. Coming on to the remuneration, of course, it's very important whether these kind of jobs are lucrative or not. Pretty much, yes. It also depends on your expertise, number of years you have spent into international taxation or transfer pricing, as well as the degree which you hold. Education requirements, there are various education requirements, could be ADIT, could be a CA degree, and at the center of the career into international taxation lies basically the complexity. So it's not everybody cup of tea, but of course, if you have like keen interest into it, it's a good career option for those who wants to build a career into international taxation. Moving on to the next slide. Now, coming on to our main topic, which is ADIT. Let's start with the what part of it. So, what is ADIT? I'm sure, like most of you would have heard ADIT word. So, it's nothing but Advanced Diploma in International Taxation. It's provided or offered by Chartered Institute of Taxation, United Kingdom. The short form is CIOT. It's nothing but a comprehensive international tax certification, which basically has uh, worldwide applications and recognition. Coming on to curriculum, uh, it covers detailed study of the cross-border taxation. There are modules on international tax principles, jurisdictional tax principles, as well as some progressive topics. Um, the best part about ADIT course curriculum is it relates to the real life case studies as well as the theoretical part. So most of the exams, probably if you would have, appeared, they cover usually, the theoretical part of it, but kind of like, fail to provide a real life case study scenario. But ADIT is one of the course curriculums which basically, gives the balance of both the worlds. So you have the theory, and then, basically how do you apply in the real uh, business world scenario into international taxation? Uh, it creates a perfect balance. Uh, let's continue with the what part. Uh, so a student or the candidate has to, pass three exams. Uh, of course, one paper is mandatory, and then the rest of the two papers are optional. Average passing time is about 3 years. I mean, if basically a candidate is goes, opts for the thorough study, and then regularly has the time to complete this. Uh, there's no other option but to have regular and periodic self-study. Definitely, as you must have done in your college days or school days, you need to have your timetable and calendar uh, to complete this. I understand it becomes, sometimes challenging while, especially for the working professionals, or probably, having a family around. But trust me, I have appeared for three exams and I've cleared them, and it required just some sort of discipline for certain number of hours per day, and it was then pretty much easy to crack this exam. There is also support which is being provided by approved course providers, which is basically the way forward. uh, you have the list of the course providers on the website of ADIT. Moving on to the why part, why ADIT is relevant and important. So uh, we understood the what part, I mean, and then there's a chain which links to like, the why part. It has the expertise in complex international tax issues. The best part about the ADIT course curriculum is it does not give you only the basic or the working knowledge, but it kind of like also, uh, you know, elevates you to understand the complex issue relating to international taxation. There are definitely tax planning skills also get improved once you opt for this course curriculum. There is global recognition and respect for the ADIT holders. There's a global community. You can be part of those community groups as well, which provides ample scope for networking with the global tax professionals. Uh, moving on to the career, uh, there's a high demand uh, to dynamic international tax laws. There's demand for international tax qualifications in the tax field. Let's look at the ADIT qualification structure. So, as I mentioned on the previous slide, that there is one paper which basically is mandatory, which is Principles of International Taxation, and then out of uh, the two papers which basically are required to be completed. So you see, like I mean, there are specifically jurisdictional course curriculum as well, which covers basically Australia, India, Ireland, Malta, Singapore, South Africa, which are again upcoming, or I would say developed or developing, economies. We have something on energy resources, EU direct tax, EU VAT, UK, United States, TP. Uh, in case if the candidate also wants uh, to have an option to write an essay on a tax specialization of your choice. That option is also available. So in that case, how it works is there is a one mandatory paper, Principles of International Taxation. You can choose one of the optional papers, be it like the jurisdiction or the specialization paper, and then there could be an option where a candidate can write an extended essay. Definitely, there are certain guidelines which are provided on the website, and once this is approved, after clearing these three papers, you have the ADIT degree against your name. Coming on to the certificates. So CIOT provides a certificate to every student who achieves the ADIT qualification. However, standalone or modular exam success certificates can also be obtained to showcase the progress and the achievements. So, for example, if a candidate has, say, passed principles of international taxation, definitely the standalone certificate is also provided, which has to be, applied to the CIOT with the small fee. Say, for example, if somebody wants to demonstrate knowledge or the working knowledge of transfer pricing, a candidate can also pass a transfer pricing module and showcase, a certificate uh, you know, under their profile or the curriculum. So the only challenge here is to be qualified as an ADIT, the candidate must clear all the three papers or the three exams. Once you have cleared any one module, definitely the certification is available, but cannot be called the ADIT pass out. But of course, you can demonstrate that you have passed one standalone paper. Even there is an option to clear two exams, two modules. That is also available. So if you pass, say, for example, Principles of International Taxation and one optional module, say, transfer pricing, so you clear two papers, and that can also be demonstrated on your CV. Coming on to the ADIT transfer pricing module. Uh, so first, let's just go a little bit, have an understanding or a helicopter view of what is transfer pricing. So it's nothing but pricing the international transaction. The only condition definitely is these transactions should occur between the two related parties. So related parties is nothing but basically the part of the same group. So the entities which are part of the same group. There could be a service transaction. There could be basically an intangible transaction or tangible goods transactions. So how to price them is basically that's how what you learn into transfer pricing. It also uh, adheres or and it also uh, supports in fair allocation of the taxable income between jurisdictions uh, through which the transactions have taken place. It also promotes transparency and compliance because there are certain regulations which basically covers transfer pricing compliance through three-tier TP documentation and other country-specific compliance document. Coming on to the exam pattern, uh, so the paper has 3 hours and 15 minutes within which you have to complete your exam. Uh, the questions are divided into three parts, part A, part B, and part C. Part A has a couple of mandatory questions, which definitely carry 50 marks. For part B, again, out of couple of questions, one is mandatory, which definitely would cover 20 marks. And for part C, there are like 4 or 5 questions which are provided. Out of that, a candidate must answer 2 questions, which definitely carries 15 marks each. That's how the breakup of 100 marks is. What is the expectation from the examiner to have like the theoretical and practical knowledge? So once you go through the past papers, you would see like, there are, of course, theoretical questions, and then, there are practical questions. So say, for example, the question may have uh, where basically an assumption is made that the examination writer or the candidate writing the exam is a tax consultant, and then there is basically a case study provided, and then the candidate must provide an advisory answers that how a particular scenario would be advised by the candidate who's answering the question. So it has the perfect balance of the theory as well as the practical knowledge on transfer pricing. Well, the examination, if you ask me, is per se is not that challenging or difficult. Yes, it can be lengthy. So it may happen that you know everything, but then it could be possible that you may not be able to answer the whole or the whole 100 marks, or you can attempt the 100 marks. So the best idea is definitely start with what you know, and then as and when you basically feel more confident, then start answering the questions you are comfortable with. There's no particular uh, I would say like hierarchy in which the questions have to be answered. So you can definitely start with part C and then part A and part B. Just a clear demarcation is required that which question and under what part you are answering. There are permitted books which are specified on the website, uh, which can be referred, and then you can use it during your examination as well. There is a software which would be provided once you pay the examination fees. So just few days before the examination, a software is provided which has to be downloaded on your device, through which only the examination can be written. The camera has to be switched on all the time. There is a verification also through some of your permitted IDs, as well as it ensure that you have limited bio breaks. Nobody's uh, appearing in your room just to disturb or like kind of like appear in the background. Please take care of those things. Anyways, once you appear for the exam, definitely you will receive an email with all the clear instructions on your registered email ID. Talking about the career opportunities, we spoke about international taxation, but specifically, to transfer pricing. I mean, I'm working on transfer pricing since 2006, and if you ask me, like whether it's a boring journey, no, it is not a boring journey. There are always some sort of challenges which come up, and especially into the consulting world, there are lots of clients which have like different complexities. So although we are applying transfer pricing principles in our day-to-day lives, but each client is very different. Their requirements are very different. It could be sometimes possible that the same law or the same part of a law which may favor one or two clients may go against them. So it's all about developing a mindset. It's all about like polishing your brain to how do you kind of like overcome these sort of challenges which clients face on day-to-day basis. There are lots of opportunities into transfer pricing field, and for sure, like given the complex globalization uh, changes what we see around ourselves, the demand for transfer pricing jobs is always going to go up. Um, there are lots of multinationals now who have set up operations in various jurisdictions, and transfer pricing is in almost all the jurisdictions is live now, or they are part of the corporate tax laws in some of the jurisdictions. There's also challenge in for the taxpayers in terms of there is always an increased scrutiny of the international taxations uh, by the tax authorities, so which gives us a good opportunity as candidates to apply for transfer pricing jobs across globally. Let's talk about Neo Innovation and Skills. So it's one of the registered course providers for ADIT qualification. You can find this name on the ADIT website. What are the advantages when we speak about like why to choose Neo Innovation and Skills? There are recorded plus live online sessions, which definitely help the candidate, to go back and refer any of the points if they have missed any of the classes. The approach is pretty much exam oriented, so it kind of like makes the lives easier for the candidates, what to expect in the exams, and it makes it pretty much easier for the candidates during the exam preparation. One of the key aspects about Neo Innovation and Skill is the access to session slides and reference books, included the permitted books, which are again mentioned on the ADIT website. There's always, a support through a cohort, which is essential for any of the doubt clearance. Uh, all, the faculties are pretty much feasible in terms of any doubt clearance session or something. So it's not that there are fixed classes. If the candidates want basically even a one-on-one session or a query has to be addressed, this is also possible through uh, Neo Innovation and Skills. The batch size is kind of like very optimal, so where the candidates do not feel lost or part of a larger crowd, making it pretty much easier to work and to understand the transfer pricing principles. uh, as far as possible, the faculty try to make it a live session in terms of like having the communication both ways. So this makes things pretty much easier for candidates and feel comfortable about their journey while preparing for the transfer pricing or the any of the papers on ADIT. Um, you can see, some of the success of previous cohort. So there are few candidates who have been part of New Innovation and Skills and who have cleared some of the papers, like be it in principles of international taxation or transfer pricing or other examinations. Uh, with this, I would like to thank all of you for going through this session.